never quit. I don't know if that's how you were raised, but that's how I was raised. I was raised with this ethos of never quit. So my mom, she didn't care if I tried and I failed, but she would go absolutely ballistic if I gave up and quit. And so that was ingrained into me to never quit. Just go for it, right? And that rolled over into my training in the army as well, because the army trains its officers and its soldiers never quit, never give up, never surrender, do or die. It's like, you never quit, no matter what. And while I admire that as an attitude, you're giving it your all, I think we have to have wisdom to know when it's time to quit. And I think that's the important part there, is the wisdom to know when it's time to quit. But we tend to just focus on the emotional aspect of quitting. Say you quit, you're a loser, quitters never win, all of that stuff. And so there's a negative stigma to quitting. And we'll continue to do something because we don't know how to quit. And I think not knowing when to quit is just as bad as quitting. And I don't know if that makes sense to say it in that way, but what I'm getting at is this. We have to know and have some sets of criteria to know when to actually to quit. And that's what I wanted to share in this video. Just a simple model, but as everything that's simple can be difficult. And it's this. So ask yourself, it's about importance. Is what you're doing important to you? If you answer yes to that question, then do it. If you don't know how to do it, get help. Find someone that knows how to do it or can help you to formulate a plan on how to get it done. Get whatever resources, time, people, money, whatever. Figure out a way how to do it. If it's important to you, figure out a way to make it happen and get the necessary help to help you to do it if you need it. If it's not important to you, then why are you wasting your time even doing it? We all know time is precious and we got very little of it. Why would you waste your time doing something that's not important to you just because you're holding in your mind that only losers quit, never quit, that sort of mentality? So if it's not important to you, walk away from it, throw it aside, toss it aside, because it's not important. So why waste any time on it? Pour your time and energy into the things that are actually important to you. And I was just thinking of a story where it is played out in my own sort of life in terms of, and it happens all the time now. I'm a lot easier to step away from. I find it easier nowadays as I've gotten wiser to step away from stuff that's just not important. Now, I think is to draw the distinction between just giving up because something's hard, and that's something entirely different. So if you have an end result that you want to get to, but you're trying a method and that's not working, then for me to stop doing X so I can try Y is the right thing to do. So don't continue on a course of action just because it's not working, then try something different. So having that mentality to say, well, that isn't working, I'll try this, but it's that's all in aid of trying to reach the thing that you're trying to attain, or the goal you're trying to get, or the objective, whatever. That's different. to stop doing one course of action to try a different course of action that will help you get what you're trying to achieve. So, saying all that to say, never quit, maybe, I think is more about differentiating and applying the right wisdom to say, is this important to me? If it is, then I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen. If it's not important to me, then being able to step away from it, leave it alone. Don't carry the burden of quitting as a mentality. Do you know? That's what I say anyway. There was one other thing I was going to say in this video, but now I can't remember. So I'm going to hit the stop button and not drag this out. Anyway, have a fantastic time doing your thing. All right, I remembered it now, and it was about the wisdom to know what's important and what's not important. There's that subtleness in that. It is what is important and what's not important. And I think that comes back to knowing what your values are, what your core values are. So if you're not clear about what those are, that might be a good place to start so that you are able to then determine for yourself what's important to you and what's not important to you. All right, that's it for real this time. Have a good one.